Going live. Hi, everybody. It's Edie Blunzer. This is my very first time to go live on YouTube, and there's a reason for it. I've told you before that I am a former art professor, and I believe that art is all around us. We do it every day. Every time we sign something, every time we write something down, every time we do numbers, doesn't matter what we do, it's an artistic endeavor. This past weekend, I got the opportunity to go to Austin, Texas, and go to the Graffiti Park. Now, I found out that they may be tearing that landmark down in the next couple of months. And to be honest, I just wanted to kind of leave my mark, if only for a few months. It was fun. I went with my adopted daughter, her wife, and my grandson, Hunter. We stayed for several hours. We had a grand old time spray painting in one area. We stayed in one area, mainly because they got these hills and all this kind of stuff, and I'm too old to be climbing hills. But I want to talk to you a little bit about graffiti. It's got such a bad rap, and really, there's two sides of that story. You know, you've got the illegal writing and all that crap, and then you've got the artistic side. And as a conservative, I can see where that would be a problem with graffiti. But as an artist, I see graffiti as a way to express what is going on in today's society. With that in mind, remember this: graffiti was the first artwork. You can agree with it or not, but it was. I can prove it. Hang on. This little book is my art history book. It's by Marilyn Stockstad, and she proves, without a reason of doubt, that graffiti was the first artwork. Let me show you. Not going to be able to pronounce these words, but just bear with me. This is the Lascaux Cave in France, and it was created, they believe, 15,000 years ago. And it's painted on limestone. Ooh, let's see if I can get this up. Focus, focus, focus. Now, there's two ways to look at that. It's beautiful artwork. Absolutely beautiful artwork. What most historians believe is that this tells you the type of animals that were there for food and clothing. I like to refer to it as a menu. When you go to a restaurant, you open up your menu and it lists all the stuff that they have, and it tells you the prices, whether it's a la carte or whether it's with a grouping, and it's no different here. It's a menu. It's telling the people that are coming into this cave later on, guess what? This food exists here. So for me, even though I'm not an art historian, it's a menu. You'll find all kinds of artwork like this throughout history. The Aborigines used to paint polka dots on the walls and dashes and lines, and they had these very ornate designs on them. Very gorgeous work. I had an art professor, Dr. Chaparral, and he didn't like the fact that people were starting to do digital art. I personally didn't see a problem with it. The way that I see it is that digital art is just another medium. It's not going to replace graphite. It's not going to replace paintings, but it's just another way of creating art. So, with that being said, think about the first artwork: graffiti. There are caves that have handprints on the walls, and it's a hand placed on the wall. They put pigment in their mouth, put liquid in their mouth, and they sprayed it all the way around. When they removed their handprint was there. That's just normal artwork. Now, the graffiti that we saw over the weekend And I'm going to place another video after this one. Some of it was just, I was just dumbfounded by the creativity. I met a young man, his name was Hayden, and he's self-taught. He not only created all the owls that you see throughout um, the graffiti wall in Austin. He was, bless his heart, he was so poor that he would walk around and he would find cans of spray paint and still had paint in them, and he would type them so that he could use them for his artwork. That's how poor this boy was. Um, According to Jean-Michel Basquiat, not going to be able to pronounce these words. It's the problem of being deaf and problem of being Texan. We can't always pronounce those words. He also was a graffiti artist, and he was there during the time of Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol actually took this man underneath his wings and really worked with him to promote this guy's artwork. I'm going to show you a brief image. It's going to be in the lower left-hand corner. This book is heavy. Oh, I personally don't really care for his artwork, but that's just my personal opinion. You may love it, and that's perfectly fine. Honestly, I prefer, of all the graffiti I've ever seen in my life, and I'm 61, remember this, I've been all over the world. Best graffiti I've ever seen is the ones on trains. People gripe about trains all the time. I sit there, I turn my car off, I get my glass of tea, and I just enjoy the view because it is a museum on wheels. It is awesome. Because you don't know where those trains have been. You know, where did the graffiti start? Who was the artist? What was their motive? Graffiti is awesome, and it should be. Do I believe it belongs on new buildings? No, I don't. If you want to graffiti a building, start with your mama's house. That's the way I feel about that. But put that same graffiti in an area where it's supposed to be, like the graffiti wall in Austin. Perfect. Put it there. It's awesome. Put it on a new church that's being built or a new temple that's being built. No. Bad. Get permission. If I had the location and I had a wooden fence, I would get a hold of taggers and say, go for it. Don't tag. Put artwork up there. Do your work. Show me what you've got. Graffiti has its place in the art world. It has its place in society. It gives us the outlook that we need as a society to see the ins and outs of political, sociological, sorry about that, and personal. I lost my word. Feelings that are coming from the artist himself or herself. I think that by allowing artists, whether they use spray paint, whether they use watercolors, doesn't matter. They need that outlet. And most graffiti artists will tell you the same thing. It's just an outlet. They don't mean to destroy a building. They don't mean to tear down a neighborhood, which it happens. You start seeing graffiti, the neighborhood starts to go down after that because people don't want to deal with it. But if you put that same graffiti on a canvas, or put that same graffiti on paper or cardboard, something tangible, something that they can move from room to room, that same graffiti that is an eyesore out in public becomes a massive artwork for your home. So is graffiti bad or good? Depends on which way you look at it. Do I think that graffiti artists who continuously ignore the laws, should they be punished for it? Yeah, they should. I'm sorry, but they should. If you need canvases and you're in my area, call me. Get a hold of me on Facebook or YouTube. Let me know, and I'll do my best to get you some materials. This is Edie Blunzer. God bless. Ask me questions, and I'll do my absolute best to answer them. See you later.